She gestured vaguely. Rich, Sarah supplied. I was going to say a member of the privileged classes, but yes, wealthy. When you're wealthy, the only people who feel comfortable with you are people just like you. Believe me, you will feel the same. As much as she hoped otherwise, Sarah was afraid her mother was right. So, paying a condolence call on the Oakes family is to be my first step back into your world? It's your world, too, or at least it was for most of your life, and yes, it could be. Charles's widow will need friends. Sarah knew when she was beaten. When did you want to go? This afternoon, if you're free. I need to go home and change, and I can send the carriage back for you. That's not necessary. I'll change here and go home with you. At least I have some appropriate clothes now. Sarah and her mother had started buying her trousseau. As a widowed midwife, her wardrobe had been much more practical and utilitarian than fashionable, so she'd been slowly adding new items. Less than a half-hour later, Sarah had changed into a stylish suit of myrtle green batiste in deference to the early fall weather. Since Sarah's daughter, Catherine, and her nursemaid, Maeve, were off visiting the park, they were able to get away without too much fuss. Do you think you'll keep a carriage when you're married? Her mother asked, as her own carried them away from Sarah's Bank Street home. Our house has a mews, although the previous owners hadn't used the stables for a long time. Keeping horses in the city is such a lot of bother, though. Now, tell me about Charles's family. I remember there's something unusual about his mother, but I can't remember what. She's Southern. Oh, that's right. Where is she from again? Georgia, I think. Now I remember. Charles was always ashamed of that, I think, or maybe just embarrassed. He was teased, I know. Of course he was. After the war, people were angry and bitter. So many young men died or were maimed, and of course they blamed the South for starting it all. Well, they did start it all by seceding from the Union. Her mother smiled sadly. Gerald liked to remind them that Jenny didn't start it, and that she was just as much a victim as they were. Even still, many people hated Jenny on principle, without ever bothering to meet her. But how on earth did she ever get to New York in the first place? Gerald sent her. Oh, it was all very romantic, although it was also very tragic. Great romances are often tragic, Sarah said, like Romeo and Juliet. Fortunately, Gerald and Jenny's ended much better than that one. So he must have met her when he was in the army. I've been trying to remember the whole story, but it's been a long time since I heard it. Jenny's family owned a plantation, I'm sure of that, at least. Gerald was with General Sherman, and of course they were burning all the plantations as they marched to the sea, so it must have been Georgia. When they got to Jenny's home, she was the only one of her family left alive. How awful! She must have been just a child. 15 or 16, if I remember correctly. And she was there all alone? It was a plantation, so they had slaves. Some of them had stayed, but when our troops burned the house, they had no place to go, so they followed the Union Army. I understand that a lot of slaves did that. And Jenny went with them? Apparently. I don't remember the details. Probably she had no choice. And at some point Gerald noticed her. She really was a beautiful young woman. He was smitten, and he must have understood that such a beauty wouldn't remain innocent for long when surrounded by thousands of soldiers, so he claimed her for himself. Oh my, this is a romantic story. So he sent her north? After he married her. He married her? After just meeting her? He had to, because it was the only way to ensure